got Scott throwing the ball up, Joe as U1, and Chris as U2. And away we go. This is Joe's first game, Scott's third, and Chris's fourth. That's the way to hang back, Scott. Good job. Good back out, Chris. Good job. I think we got to get that arm bar on that on number 14. He's holding him back. We don't get that kind of stuff now. It gets worse as the game progresses, Scott, so make sure we get that. Way to get down there, Scott. Good job, Joel. Working hard to be in position, accepting the play as it comes to you. Yep, good job, good job. Good get. Before we put that ball in play, Chris, we want to make sure we make eye contact with our partners to make sure that they're ready. Just a quick scan of the court. They'll give you a heads up and let you know they're ready. But we don't want to put the ball in play if one of our partners isn't paying attention. That's a series of good no calls. All right, now, this is Summer League, and I get that. But if this is a regular season game, we don't stop the game because of that. Chris, don't get in the court. Wait till the ball gets in the court, and then you follow it up. All the players on that side, Scott. Okay. Good angle. Way to get the angle. Good job. Chris, you look like you're hurting. I realize after this is the fourth game, we're tired. I get that. That's the way to spot it. Good job, Chris. Good job. Told him exactly where it's coming in. That's what we need to do. Good job. Way to spot that ball, Chris. Good job. Joe down there, don't be coming onto the court as the trail until the ball's put in play. That's why you're the trail. You don't want to have to look back and watch him bring the ball into play. You want to keep him ahead of you. Trail is the trail for a reason. Yeah, we got to get that. See, now the ball went in. After you call a foul, I would say no shot. No shot. Don't say on the floor, just say no shot. White team is physically stronger and bigger than the blue team. I like that foul, Joe. Good job. Hold it up. All right, Scott, you should scan the floor, make eye contact with your partner, make sure everybody's ready. Chris, I want you to look at how low you are as the C. You are as low as the first block on that, okay? You need to be free throw line extended, okay? When you get this low, when you get as low as you were, you take away any angles that you might have on any post play that is happening. So if you're free throw line extended, you'll have a much better chance of getting angles. All right, timeout. The first thing we do when timeout is called, you're going to tell your partners where the ball is. All right, we're going to talk about that right now. All right, one team calls a timeout. What's the first thing we do if you're the official that calls a timeout? What's the first thing we do? Well, we got to tell our partners. Okay, boom, timeout, red time.
Usually I would go full or 30.
Whatever, but red ball right there, okay? And then you can go and tell the table. But your partners have to know it first because where is it coming in? You know, is there a shot? You know, whatever the circumstance might be. But our partners got to know first, and then we can tell the table. Okay? Good job. Good job. All right, you have a white team here that is physically bigger and stronger than the other team. They're better, okay? So just watch lazy defense now, all right? You know, the hands and all that kind of stuff, so watch the lazy defense. Saw that coming. We're going to review that play, Chris. I don't know if you saw the whole thing. To me, looked like White hit it out of bounds, but you were closer than I was, so. See what the film says. Way to hang up there, Joe. Just see what kind of pressure there is. That's it. That's what a good C does. Get to your spot now. Good call. Good get, Joe. Good job. You have a sub coming in? That's a good call. I mean, he's got to give him a step before he establishes that position, and I don't think he did that. Good call. Might have been a travel before that shot was taken. Let's see what the film says. Locate the pivot foot. That's what we need to do. Step down. Chris, shot like that. You have a tendency to get really low as the C, Chris. Remember, free throw line extended. A step or two each way, up or down, depending on where the play takes you. But we don't want to get as low as you are. All right, Scott, I think your rotation in the lead there was a little bit late. When you saw that guy posting up over there, you should have got there before he got the ball. When you see that big guy in white, 41, starting to post up, you know that they want to dump it into him. So get there sooner. Get there before he has the ball. I think you got there a little late. Might have missed a little push in the back. I don't know. We'll see. Watch the film. That's good position for you to be in, Chris, on the free throw. All right. All three officials make eye contact. How many free throws there are, how many we have left. All right, Chris, you didn't see the rotation. You're the trail now, Chris. You're the trail. Now you're the lead. I think when that happens, more often than not, we're ball watching. When we don't see the rotation, we're more often than not ball watching. Gotta fight through the fatigue, Chris. Step down, that's it. Good job on a step down on that. Very good, very good. Take a look over your shoulder. Make sure you know when the ball's coming. That's it. Yep. We should always be able to see 10 players and our 2 partners in our vision. Shouldn't say always, majority of the time. It's a way to hold things up, Scott. Count the players, make sure we got 5 on 5, and go from there. Remember, in a situation like that, when we bring in subs, even if it's just one, we always want to count the players. It is our responsibility as a crew to count players, not just 1 or 2. We always count the players after a timeout or after subs. That's a good get, Joe. That's the kind of foul that if we don't get those, it just escalates. That hand check on his hip,
There's 3 team fouls each way.
it disrupts speed, balance, or quickness. Those are fouls. Way to ask how many fouls each team had, Joe. That's the way to be on the ball since they're not putting it up on the board. Now, Chris, if you see them do that again, you stop the game and give them a warning. Okay, they got to leave the ball, go through the hoop, and let the other team have access to it. All right, that was ugly, okay? But at the same time, I don't know who we can give a foul to on that. But that's okay. Let's see what the film says, okay? Did someone cause that? Were they both just out of control and they bumped into each other? Don't know that yet. So have to take a look at the film. That's the way to move to get the angle. Joe. All right, you're in a good position. Right, that's Scotty. You got to get that. Yes. Good call. That's it, Scott. Got to get that. You know, that stopped him from being in the right place at the right time. Yeah, way to take charge, Scott. Okay, that foul happened above the free throw line, so that's your call. But you know that I understand the double whistle in that situation. All right, Blue is hanging in there, working its way back into this game. Who's the shooter? Okay. I want some indication that after Scott called that foul, both Chris and Joe knew who the shooter was. We can't ever take for granted that they send the right person to the line. Make eye contact. We know how many free throws. Yeah. And then step down. He wanted no part of that charge. He wanted no part of that. He got out of the way quick. That's the way to step out there, get that angle. Joe, move to improve. Somebody's got to have a count. That's it, Joe. Good job. Yep. Chris, bringing in the subs. Bring in the subs. See, you know, I know we're getting fatigued, and that's just mental fatigue here. But you have to know what your job is. We're getting tired, and we're physically tired, and we get mentally tired, and we don't do our job. All right, we're going to watch number 12, Blue, here. He thought he was pushed down here. I don't know. That was a good no call, but this is a situation where you got to watch and see if he does anything that he shouldn't do here. throw line extended, Chris. Good job. That's good position. Starting to put a little room between them. That's the way to ref from behind on as the lead, Scott. Good job. I love it. That's a situation where I don't care what we call, but there's too much body contact there not to have something. See, here's what I was talking about. Number 12, illegal screen. Didn't have to do that, but he felt he's been knocked down a couple times. He's going to get his pound of flesh. So, again, we got to watch for that. Who signaled a minute, less than a minute? I didn't see anybody. I might have missed it. Okay. That happened below the free throw line, or below that white line? You know, that's a tough call, okay? But I think if it happened below the white line, that's the lead's call all the way. Okay, remember, once it gets into the paint and there's no secondary defender, ball's in that low, we want the lead to take that. See where it happened on the film. All right, we take a look at that on the film also. I think number 5 was riding him a little bit on the drive to the basket. Take a look at it, see what you think. All right. 11-point lead. Good hustle. You're fresh. You should be able to run your ass off, you know, for this, guys. I know you guys are tired. I get it, okay? I get it. But when we're physically tired, we get mentally fatigued, okay? And that's not paying attention who's bringing in the subs, okay, where the ball's coming in. So our physical fatigue leads to our mental fatigue. So you gotta, you know, here's the wall. We gotta fight through it, okay? I think on some of the drives to the basket, we're getting some of this stuff, and we're getting some of that stuff. Let's just watch that, okay? I think number 12, Blue, is getting a little frustrated. He got knocked to the floor a couple times here, didn't get a call. He went down there, and you got an illegal screen on him, you know. And I think that's him just getting his pound of flesh.
He just did one of these.
Yeah, he's just getting his pound of flesh.
Down here, I thought the big guy really didn't crash into him. He failed, but I didn't think the big guy was going sideways to lay the ball.
Okay, and you have a different angle at it, and it's all about the angles. But let's just see what the film says.
That's what I want to see. These two guys, you called the foul, but I was lead.
Right.
They both go like this. That crash. And I know then you call foul, but I'm just going.
No, he fouled him. I just needed to know, was he shooting?
No, not that one. The one that.
The one happened right here.
Two guys that just went down.
That
and
went
they both
down
went
right
like
here.
this.
You know what? The one kid was trying to get the ball going this way. The other kid was going for the ball, and he crashed into him. So I thought that he created the crash.
Because I just.
See, you know, look at the film and see what happens.
That's what I want to.
That's
the one I want to.
Would I like to take that one back, or I should have called, or I shouldn't?
Yes.
He
or
lobbed
whether
the
they were.
ball. He was trying to catch the ball this way, and other people were coming this way trying to catch it.
I just want
And he
because
crashed
that's the
into
one
it.
they're going like this.
Yeah.
At my angle, they're both going like that. I'm
And
going.
who are you going to call a foul?
It looked really bad.
Yeah.
It looks
See,
bad, but what do you?
That's it. Sometimes we get lulled into just because it looks bad, we got to call a foul, and sometimes it's not. You know, that's a
That's the one I wanna
you know, a free agent kind of thing where both of them are going for the ball and there's no advantage
Then you-
disadvantage.
if you saw a different
And that's okay. If that's what you
That's
saw,
right.
that's fine. Okay, but let's
To
see
me,
what
the
the film
offensive
says.
player was going towards the basketball live, and the defensive player trying to steal the ball.
All right. 11-point lead for the white team. Scott is administering. I think if you look at that again, I don't know if we have a foul on that. Okay. Now, do they have numbers on both sides? No, they only have numbers on the back. So I get why we sometimes have to stop. But I think if you look at that one, Chris, I don't know if he fouled him. I thought he went straight up, and maybe that was a bailout. All right, if we're going to have a whistle, that's where it's going to come from, okay? Our C, who has a good look at that, it's on his side of the basket. Can see the contact that the defense caused on the back. Now, and I'm on the other end of the court, so I don't know, but the basket went in. Was that the kind of foul that we could have ignored and just played on? And I'm not saying we should have, but I'm just putting that out there, okay? Could we have ignored that and just gave him the basket and played on? I don't know what that was. This is definitely an up and spot the ball. Very good. Good job, Scott. Excellent job. Excellent job. Riding him on his hip, going up. Good table presentation, Joe. Bring the foul in, hand up in the air. Again, it's a simple thing, but when you're administering the ball, we all got to make sure we make eye contact, that everybody is ready. We just can't assume or take for granted that we're ready. Oh. Joe, I want you to look at that play because I think he gets pushed, and because he gets pushed, he makes a poor pass. That's at 16:20, 16:30 of the second half. So I think if he doesn't get pushed there, he doesn't make that bad pass. Travel. Yes, he did. Very good call. Great call, Joe. That's some crappy defense, I'll tell you that. Good no call there. The big guy is just bigger. We can't penalize him because the smaller defensive player didn't block out. Well, not much defense is being played on either side here. Still a 12-point game, so 21. Good job. That's what leaders do. That's what leaders do.
Thank you. Thank you,
Good
sir.
job.
Thank you, sir.
Whenever you see a kid exhibit good sportsmanship, I think it's important to acknowledge it. They don't get it enough. They see all that NBA crap and all that other stuff, and they don't get enough acknowledgement for being a good sport. Kid tried to help him up, and the kid, number 12, was being a dick about it, okay? When I see good sportsmanship, I always let the kid know, and I try and let everybody else around me, the coaches, the players, the fans, know that that kid did something positive. Good sportsmanship. It's part of this game. Who's the shooter? So you be honest with me here. That kid didn't go to the free throw line. Did you know who the free throw shooter was?
I saw the foul.
Okay.
I saw foul.
Okay.
Good? There we go. It's almost a double whistle.
All right, white team's starting to pull away a little bit. 12 minutes to go, 16-point lead. Being careless with the ball. That's a great get, Joe. Even though it was across the lane, Chris, I think you got to look for that too, because that's on your side of the lane. And if we, in a perfect world, if we wanted to whistle on that, I think it should have came from you, Chris. But the important thing is we got a whistle on it. We put a whistle on it. That's the important thing. Push off on 41. At least I think that's what it was, and if it was, that was a good call. Good step down. Good no call, straight up on the defense. Blues getting careless with the ball. That's the way to step down, Chris. You're a little late getting down there, but you stepped down, made it believable that you were in good position. Good job. See, White is hitting the ball after it goes through. Watch the big kid. The ball goes through. He hits the ball all the time.
That's what I just told him.
He hits the ball all the
Leave
time.
the ball alone, White.
Warning, White.
Okay.
Warning, White.
Okay.
Okay? Because that's the kind of thing, you know, Blue's getting their ass kicked, and he's doing that kind of.
Blue side. You went up to him and said, "Hey, look, just
None
play
of that
ball."
stuff. Yep.
Right.
Preventive officiating. Okay? But if he keeps doing that, whoop,
Right.
warning the White team. Okay?
Which one?
The big kid.
The big kid.
The big
Yeah.
kid. Yep.
Pushing the ball
He's
out.
done it at least twice that I've seen. Probably more.
And the second time I told him, leave the ball.
Yeah. So now that we know this, a little preventive officiating, he comes out, you might, you know,
whoever
just,
you're
yeah,
closest
you
to.
know,
Whoever
hey,
closest.
just leave the ball go through, son. You know, leave it go. All right, we're slowly but surely getting out of hand here. Yeah. What I'd like to hear you say, Scott, is White 44 block instead of White 44 body. Both of you get in there. Both of you get in there. Yeah. Good job, Joe. No need for you to get in there. Somebody's got to watch the players. Wait not to get in there. Somebody's got to watch the players. Good job. Yep. Score the goal. Yeah, your whistles were simultaneous.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, and he had it out
Back
here
his
before.
call because
Yeah,
he's coming from his
correct.
area.
Correct. Okay. But if you didn't hear it, this foul
I
here,
didn't hear
that
it,
was
yeah, I didn't
that was there. But he had it first, which was right.
Next time. Next one. Next one. 6-6.
right, team working hard on the boards.
That a late switch?
Yes. All right, I had my head turned away for a second, Chris, so I didn't see the travel. You were right there. Oh, we got to get it. Chris, we got to get that one. You got to get that one. He tripped him. You know, do they fall over on their own feet? Do they trip on a line? Yes, they do. But more often than not, there was some contact involved. I think there was contact involved in that one. Coach, if we get to 3 minutes and you got a 30-point lead, is that okay if you
That's right
call
with
it?
you. You're the boss.
Tell
Well,
him.
I'm just asking you guys. Okay. Coach, if we get to 3 minutes and you're down by 30, you want to call it?
Yeah, 1-1. 1-1.
Thanks, Coach. I appreciate it. So do they. So at 3 minutes, you're going to blow the horn and the game's going to be over.
At 3 minutes.
Yes. Let him shoot his free. Let him shoot his free throws, and then, you know, if he doesn't get it by then we're going to be done. Game's over. Game's over. Game's over. Game's over. No, there isn't. But I asked both coaches if they would be okay with it, and they said yes.
Oh, what happened?
No, I just asked both coaches if they would be okay with they're down by 30 if we would just.
Okay.
Because this is the time of game where kids get
Gonna get
hurt.
hurt,
Yeah. So it's good for everybody. Okay. So everything I said, you know, watch the films. You know, agree, disagree, that's okay. But see what you have to say. You ran hard. I know you were hurt. Okay, but you ran hard. So did you, and so did you. Very good. Yeah.
You saw the last trip before.